Good morning, dear friends. Today we are going to start with a topic that is called as paranasal sinuses. Paranasal sinuses. Para means around. Okay. Para means around. Around what? Around nose. And sinuses. These sinuses are air-filled spaces. Okay. These sinuses are nothing but air-filled spaces which are present inside the skull. And what is the function of these sinuses? The function of these sinuses is to make the skull lighter and to add resonance to the voice. So these are the two main functions of the sinuses. Another thing, if there is an inflammation in the sinus, inflammation or infection, that condition is called as sinusitis. So here in this diagram, we can see this is the nasal cavity, and around the nasal cavity we can see frontal sinus. This one is frontal sinus. Okay, this one is this yellow color structure. This is frontal sinus. Then this is ethmoid sinus. This is the ethmoid sinus which is present, and this is the largest sinus which is called as maxillary sinus. In the lateral view, one more sinus is present which we can see. That is called as sphenoid sinus. Okay. So this paranasal sinuses, we have already defined that they are nothing but the air-filled spaces which are present around the nasal cavity. Now they are absent at birth, okay, or even if they are present, they are in the rudimentary stage. Okay. Now they enlarge at the age of 6 to 7 years or at puberty, and the epithelium which is lining these sinuses are pseudo stratified ciliated columnar epithelium. Okay, pseudo stratified ciliated columnar epithelium. Pseudo means false. Okay, so they have pseudo stratified ciliated columnar epithelium. Okay, cilia will also be present. Okay, so they have this type of epithelium. Now before moving to the individual sinuses, we are going to study coronal section of the skull. So this is the coronal section of the skull. The first sinus which is visible here, this is frontal sinus. As you all can see, this is frontal sinus. Okay, and this is present in the frontal bone, and this is present on both the sides. This is vomer, and this is nasal septum, and this is the lateral septum of nose. So here these air spaces or air sinuses, these are ethmoid sinus. And this large sinus which is present in the maxilla, this is called as, on both the side, this is called as maxillary sinus. Now we are moving on to an individual sinus, that is frontal sinus. Okay. Now here we have superciliary arches, and just medial to the superciliary arch we can see frontal sinus. Which is in which shape? Which is in triangular shape. And the measurements are almost 2.5 centimeters, all height, width and AP diameter. Now anterior wall, these are the supraciliary arches. So anterior wall, this is formed by medial part of superciliary arch. This is a posterior wall where we can see meninges, just behind this meninges, and this is the frontal lobe. Now the inferior part, this is the inferior portion. Here we can see root of nose, okay, ethmoid air cells and roof of orbit. So we have three structures. So these are the relations of frontal sinus. Now, nerve supply of this frontal sinus is by supraorbital nerve. It is by supraorbital nerve. Similarly, arterial supply is by supraorbital artery and venous drainage is by supraorbital vein. And this drains into submandibular lymph nodes. This drains into submandibular lymph node. This is the lateral wall of the nose. This is the lateral wall of the nose where concha and meatus can be seen. And we all know that this frontal sinus, this opens into the, this is the hiatus semilunaris. This is hiatus semilunaris, which is present in middle meatus. So this opens into the anterior end. This is the anterior end. So it opens into the anterior end of hiatus semilunaris. Okay, hiatus semilunaris by infundibulum or by naso or by frontonasal duct or by frontonasal duct. Now, if there is an inflammation of frontal sinus, that infection will be called as frontal sinusitis. Okay, and as we know, the posterior wall is in relation with the frontal lobe. This can spread to anterior cranial fossa, and from where it can lead to frontal lobe abscess. Abscess is nothing but a collection of pus, or around the orbit, orbital cellulitis. Orbital cellulitis. One more thing is seen when a person is having frontal sinusitis, that is frontal headache. That is frontal headache. Okay. Now this frontal headache, this is having a particular characteristic that is called as periodicity. This is called as periodicity. On another name, this is also called as office headache. This is also called as office headache. It starts in the morning, and whenever you start your activity like walking, running, okay, so because of these activities, the peak, the headache increases, and in the middle of the day, that is at 12 o'clock most probably, it reaches to its peak, and from there it decreases. So since this is present, those are the office hours. So this is also called as office headache. So this was about applied anatomy of frontal sinus. Thank you so much.